reached for a bag of chips or a tub of ice cream? Not because you were hungry, but because you were stressed, bored, or upset. Emotional eating can feel like an endless cycle, one that brings comfort at the moment, yes, but it leaves you feeling frustrated afterwards. When you look at yourself in the mirror, it just frustrates you. What if you could break free from emotional eating and reclaim control without needing medical intervention? Hi, my name is Ratika Seth. I'm a life enhancement coach. I'm the founder of the Gratitude Concepts Tribe and the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. And today we are diving into a challenge that so many of us face. And it's, one of the most common um, after effects of stress: emotional eating, binge eating. Emotional eating is not about hunger. It is about using food to cope up with different emotions you go through. While it might offer short term relief, it can lead to guilt, frustration, and unhealthy eating habits. The good news is you don't need a doctor or a therapist to take the first initial steps towards overcoming this emotional eating. In this episode, I'll share 5 very practical, natural, and doable steps that will help you identify emotional triggers, build healthier coping mechanisms for yourself, and regain control of your relationship with food. Let's dive in and start this empowering journey together. Number one, identify your triggers, and that's obviously the first and the most basic step. You need to know what triggers you. Is it stress, boredom, sadness, loneliness? Or, sometimes even a celebration. Something triggers, inside you and you just look for food. Start keeping a food and mood journal to track your eating patterns. So write down, the different kind of food you crave for with, when you're feeling the different emotions. So write down what you eat, how you feel before and after, what might have triggered the behavior. Once you start journaling, you will start understanding your emotional triggers, and you will become more aware of whatever is causing this binge eating. Number two, create a pause before eating. And that's very doable, isn't it? Because emotional eating often happens out of impulse. Suddenly something has triggered you and you are just looking for food and you just want to just eat a particular kind of food. For a lot of people, it's sweets. Every time one is low or depressed or sad or stressed, one just looks forward to eating ice cream or pastries or anything sweet. So, what you need to do is you need to create a pause to break this pattern. Start pausing, introduce a pause before you eat. So, whenever you feel the urge to, grab, a sweet or a pastry or a chocolate or an ice cream scoop, whatever it is, stop. Stop for a moment and ask yourself, am I truly hungry? Or is it just because I'm feeling this way I want to eat? And is this eating going to solve the issue I'm facing? And even if you really cannot control and you have to eat at that point in time, pause and just count, you know, 60 seconds. Just count 60 seconds. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, count 60 seconds. Just give yourself that pause. Even if it's a small little pause or a small little gap you give yourself, it will reduce your eating. And that's the beginning of this journey of, overcoming this emotional eating habit. So sometimes just pausing for a few minutes will really give you clarity, and it will just help you make better choices also in future. Number 3, find non-food coping strategies. So food becomes, a crutch when we lack other ways to deal with emotions. Replace eating with something else. So every time you're feeling a particular emotion, instead of going in for food at that point in time, just start maybe writing down your feelings, start journaling. It will take your mind away from food for that particular minute at least. Or just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take a walk and come, or I'm going to do a light exercise and then come back to this. Meditation is a great way to stop yourself from emotional eating. Call a friend, start speaking to somebody, engage in a hobby. So these are all alternatives. You know, they will help you process emotions without looking at food or turning towards food. Number four, build a balanced routine for yourself. So, a chaotic lifestyle often fuels emotional eating. Create a routine that includes balanced meals, regular exercise, and also time for self care. That is so, so, so important. Eating at consistent times helps you regulate hunger cues. And staying physically active obviously boosts your mood naturally. So, when your body and mind actually feel nourished, the urge to use food as an emotional crutch goes away. So, start following a routine. Even when you're having meals, start following a consistent time routine for that. That this is your time for breakfast, this is your time for lunch, this is your time for evening snack, this is your time for dinner. At least 95% of the times you will be able to stick to those timings. 5%, okay, fine, weekends may be different or whatever, but mostly try sticking to this routine. Number 5, practice self compassion. So don't beat yourself for emotional eating, because if you just keep beating yourself for this, it will just worsen. So instead of you coming out with a particular depressive state or a sad state or whatever state you are in that causes emotional eating, you are also criticizing yourself for emotional eating. It is only doubling the the reason for you to feel like eating more, the reason for you to crave food more. So don't beat yourself up for this. Instead, practice self compassion. You need to understand, you need to acknowledge, you need to um, agree that emotional eating is a very common struggle. So treat yourself with kindness as you work towards overcoming it, because this is not going to happen overnight. It's not that today, okay, so you crave for ice creams every time you are sad, and tomorrow if you're sad you are suddenly telling yourself, oh no, 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 how can you eat, and you've stopped eating. No, you will still crave sweets if you crave sweets with a particular emotion. So don't think it's going to happen overnight. So keep patience, be kind to yourself, and as you go along the journey, celebrate small wins. Maybe, choosing an alternative coping mechanism or pausing before eating. If you're able to do that, celebrate it. Applaud yourself for it. Pat yourself on your back for it. Progress is, the goal. Perfection is not. You keep progressing, you will achieve what you want. So these were the five steps, five points about emotional eating that I wanted to share with you. Emotional eating is something I think we all have gone through. Some of us go through it more, in our teenage and our younger years. Some of us start going through this as we grow older for various reasons. But we all go through this, and this is something we all need to keep in mind, because if you're somebody who knows that, okay, we are eating out of a particular emotion, or we are craving food and binging because of a particular reason, we need to be kind to ourselves, and we need to tell ourselves that we are not the only ones. This is the most common what do I say, it's food is an emotion also. So it's a common emotion which comes out of another emotion. So, on that note, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, comment, share. Keep following me on my Instagram handle @Gratitude Concepts by Ratika Seth for your daily dose of inspiration. And remember, again, this is just a journey. It is not about perfection. So, keep trying, keep going at it, and you will achieve success. On that note, till my next podcast, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now. Bye bye.